Surat in western India is known as the diamond capital of the world. Nearly every diamond sold globally is first cut and polished here. But today, inside Surat's vast diamond market, business is slowing down fast.
When the Iran war started, we faced tremendous difficulty. Business was slow before that, but at least there was some work. Now, because of the war, our business has been completely devastated.
This industry was already struggling. Western sanctions had cut off Russian diamond supplies. Trump's tariffs on India added more pressure. Now, traders here say the conflict in the Middle East has pushed the sector deeper into crisis. Trade routes are disrupted, shipping and insurance costs have surged. And in Surat, it's workers like Pare Gedia who are paying the price. For 8 years, Pare worked in Surat's diamond factories, cutting and polishing natural diamonds.
These streets once used to be filled with workers, but now they're deserted.
The factory he worked laid him off 3 months ago. This is his first visit back to the factory since he lost his job.
This is the place I used to work. Let me show you the place where I used to sit to work.
For years, polishing diamonds helped Pare support his family back in his village. He earned around 350 euros a month, a decent income by local standards. He was not alone. More than 50 workers have lost their jobs at this factory, which once employed 200 people.
Right now, I feel really bad. When I worked here, it always felt like family.
Meanwhile, many of the workers who are still employed say their salaries have been cut nearly in half.
When I lost my job, I tried looking for a job in many places, but couldn't find one. I visited many diamond factories, but they refused to give me work. After losing my job, I was very upset and didn't know what to do. When I came home, my family would ask me about money, about for my daughter's school fees, and the pressure was unbearable.
There's a quite unease inside many of smaller diamond workshops like this one. The machines are still running, but workers and factory owners say there's a growing anxiety about the future. They say rough diamonds are becoming harder to source, production has slowed sharply, and many workers who once worked 10-hour shifts are now getting barely 4 or 5 hours of work a day.
Surat's diamond industry depends on rough stones imported from Russia, the UAE, Belgium and parts of Africa. Once cut and polished here, those diamonds are sent to the United States, Switzerland and the UAE. But since the outbreak of the conflict, supply chains have slowed down. Exports of cut and polished diamonds have fallen significantly in recent years.
What's happening here shows how vulnerable industries like Surat's diamond sector have become to geopolitical conflict. Wars taking place thousands of kilometers away are now directly affecting workers, whose livelihood depend entirely on international trade and uninterrupted supply chains.
India's gems and jewelry industry employs around 5 million people and is a major part of the country's economy. The crisis has hit small factory owners especially hard. Kalpesh Damalia used to run a diamond workshop employing 60 people. When the Iran war began in late February, he could barely source any rough diamonds to keep them working.
It's a really difficult time for my workers and me. Our business has been destroyed.
He has since shut down his factory and shifted into a single rented room with just 10 workers.
Our business has been massively hit by the war. For us, the work has been reduced by more than 50%. I now fear that my factory unit might shut down. Even if you get work these days, there's no demand for our polished diamonds. And what else can we do?
For the last 2 months, Kalpesh has been unable to pay his workers.
My boss hasn't been able to pay our salary for 2 months. It's going into the 3rd month. He tells us there's simply no money coming in.
But for some families, there is no turning back. Divya Makhwana lost her son Keval last year from an overdose of medication. Keval had worked in the diamond sector but lost his job. He spent 3 months searching for new work without success.
There was no other breadwinner in my house, so my son was always tense about not having a job. I used to say not to be stressed, that the slump in the diamond industry was temporary and that he would find work once things picked up. I don't know what he was thinking when he did it.
After his death, the family was left with hospital bills of around 4,000 euros. Divya is now trying to pay up that debt by selling handmade souvenirs and delivering them to customers herself.
This work can't pay my debt, but it supports my household expenses and helps to feed my family.
Keval's story is not an isolated one. According to the Surat Diamond Workers Union, more than 80 diamond workers have died by suicide in the city over the past 2 years. At the union's office, workers arrive every day to register complaints, many reporting unpaid wages and sudden job losses. Pawesh Tang, the union's vice president, says he is now receiving dozens of such complaints daily.
The diamond industry hasn't seen a crisis like this for 50 years. I've been working in the industry for 20 years and have never seen anything like it. After the 2008 global recession, things improved a little each day. But in this crisis, the situation only gets worse.
But when DW reached out to the Gem and Jewellery Export Promotion Council, the government body that represents the industry, its representative denied any crisis. For Pareh Gedia, waiting for the industry to recover is no longer an option. Unable to find work in the industry, he has decided to become as a taxi driver, earning a fraction of what he once made polishing diamonds. But it's a living.
The conflict is thousands of kilometers away. But it's us, the poor workers, who are paying the price for a war that is not of our making.
Back in Surat's workshops, the machines still run. But there are fewer workers on the factory floors. And for many workers here, the future of the industry they once relied on is looking increasingly uncertain.